Now, your WWAY Storm Track 3 AccuWeather forecast with Chief Meteorologist Scott D.
All right, this is literally the calm before the storm as we're now just starting to see the upper level clouds coming in from the east. This is the first signs that the hurricane is getting closer to our area as we're looking at Charlotte Point, our new Worst Skyview weather cam. All right, let's get you up to speed on the latest warnings. We now have tropical storm warnings for Bladen and Columbus County. Still a hurricane watch for those counties for the possibility of hurricane force winds, and hurricane warnings continue for the coastal counties. We also have a flash flood watch and also a storm surge warning for the coastal areas where it looks like life-threatening storm surge will be affecting those areas. And this is just to reiterate that those coastal areas also are under flash flood watches as well, as it looks like this is going to be a high impact event. There's the storm getting closer and closer to our area. It's about 360 miles away from Wilmington. The center is, according to our little gauge here. So you can see that it is getting ominously close to the Carolina coast as we're looking at those high clouds continuing to come in from the west. Some cumulus clouds there, but we're starting to see those clouds begin to thicken up as we pan out here. You can see where the canopy of clouds really starts to take shape and is starting to get closer to our area. As you can see, there's the eye off towards the south and east. So here's the latest advisory. Now the storm has weakened a little bit, but I don't want you to let your guard down and say, oh, this storm is weakening, we don't have to worry about it. Certainly not the case. It is still a major hurricane, expected to stay a major hurricane as it pushes to the coast, making landfall somewhere across southeast North Carolina, and the models have been showing that it is going to start to curve a little bit to the south and west into the Grand Strand possibly and affect South Carolina as it slowly weakens. That's going to be also the legacy of this storm, as it's going to be moving pretty slowly. As you can see in our Pinpoint Futurecast model, follow the timeline here as we go into the afternoon, things start to deteriorate, and it looks like as we go into Thursday night into Friday morning, we're going to have the full effects of this hurricane impinging across the area all the way through Friday afternoon. And here's what we're talking about. This storm is going to be a slow mover, so we're still talking about quite a bit of rains moving across the area even into Saturday. And this is backed up by the European model, moving right over our area with the worst conditions just north of where the center makes landfall, and this would argue it would be Wilmington on northward. And then it too has a system moving off to the south and west. Also, the GFS is backing this up as well, so we're getting more confidence that this system is going to move into the area, slow down, and then drift down towards the south and west. And you can see the GFS shows pretty much the same pattern. And as we go into Saturday, more heavy rains are certainly likely as things begin to wind down next week. So here are the threats for this storm. Extreme threats for wind damage, for catastrophic flooding damage across the entire area. Also, life-threatening storm surge across the east-facing beaches, especially where there could be 9 to 16-foot storm surge. And I do believe that would certainly put some of these barrier islands, including Wrightsville Beach, underwater by several feet. That's the danger we have. And also, this is going to be wind-driven water. Look how the winds pick up as we go into the afternoon on Thursday, especially along the coastal areas, tropical storm force winds. And then as we go into Thursday evening, those gusts continue to increase. We start seeing hurricane force gusts as we go into the wee hours of the morning on Friday into Friday morning. And then we start to see the system slowly push on towards the east. And notice the wind direction still coming on shore. That's why we also think this is going to be a very significant storm surge that's going to cause a lot of damage and certainly will be something you don't want to be out in. We talked about the winds. Let's talk about the rain possibility. We're talking epic rainfall with 20 to possibly 30 inches of rain across portions of southeast North Carolina. This is highly dependent on how quickly the storm moves out, and the fear is that the storm will linger across the area for the next 2 to possibly 3 days. So the GFS model is showing these rainfall totals getting close to Floyd levels in 1999, and the European continues to show these rainfall amounts getting up to 20 to 30 inches. So that's what we're talking about. Catastrophic floodings, we're talking about life-threatening storm surge, and also the likelihood of wind damage. So as we look at your WWAY Storm Track 3 AccuWeather forecast, it looks like things will continue to be very active through the weekend. Hopefully things will start to calm down Monday and Tuesday. We'll have much more coming up after the break.